Opening strike, a god of teeth and fire. The galaxy called it the architect of ruin. We called it a monster. It descended on colonies like a living storm, reshaping entire landscapes with claws of molecular fire. Cities crumbled into liquid stone. Oceans turned to glass. Forests twisted into skeletal structures that screamed with the wind. The monster wasn't content with destruction. It rewrote entire worlds into grotesque monuments to its power. On the human colony of Asterion IV, 20 million souls watched the sky tear open. They begged, fought, burned, and finally vanished beneath waves of reality-melting fire. The monster did not just kill them. It remade their world into something unrecognizable, an abattoir of geometry that bent light wrong, that whispered madness to anyone who saw it. The last transmission from Asterion IV was a child's scream, cut short by silence. And the monster roared in triumph. Mockery in the stars. The alien empires gathered, not to fight but to marvel. The Tzorkin warlords howled with laughter. The Vayari priest lords declared the monster a new god, proof of humanity's weakness. Even the Galactic Council spoke with sneering resignation. Humanity has endured plagues, wars, famine, and extinction, but this is beyond them. Earth cannot fight gods. They sent no aid. They sent no warning. Instead, they mocked our losses in their chambers, raising toasts to the monster that had burned Asterion IV. For them, it was entertainment, proof that Earth was still a fragile upstart species, barely tolerated in their starry halls. They were wrong. We were not fragile. We were waiting. The silence before the storm. The United Terran Directorate did not answer the jeers. We did not roar in grief. We did not plead. We did not mourn where others could hear us. We were silent. Deep beneath Luna's surface, fleets stirred. In the hidden shipyards of Titan, dreadnoughts the size of continents woke from slumber. And in the oldest vaults of Earth itself, sealed since the last Great War, one name was whispered. Rex. Not a weapon, not a machine, not a soldier. Something older, something we had promised never to unleash again. The galaxy thought humanity was cornered, that we were too civilized to respond. But when the silence broke, it was not with words. It was with war. The summoning of Rex. The monster turned its eyes toward the next colony, Sindara Prime. 50 million civilians lived there, farmers, miners, children, easy prey. The council declared evacuation impractical. The monster would consume them. It was inevitable. Until Rex walked into the chamber. He was human, at least in shape, but no one who looked at him could call him merely that. His skin bore scars that no medicine could erase, each one a story of a war forgotten. His eyes burned with something colder than rage, the memory of survival. The generals did not command him, they asked, and he nodded once. Send me to talk. The monster had rewritten worlds. Rex would rewrite the rules. The monster meets humanity's messenger. Sindara Prime's sky split open as the monster arrived. It stretched across the heavens, a shifting mass of claws, teeth, and endless wings. Reality bent around it, screaming in colors never meant for human eyes. Its voice was thunder that shook oceans. This world will sing in my image. And then a single human figure walked out of the landing bay. No army, no fleet, just one man. Rex. The monster paused. It laughed, a sound like mountains collapsing. You send me a man, do you beg for mercy? Rex's reply was a whisper amplified across every comm, every channel, every mind. "No, I came to talk." And then he moved. Turning point, humanity unleashed. The talk was not words. It was violence so absolute that the galaxy itself froze to witness it. Rex did not fire a weapon. He was the weapon. He tore into the monster with hands that broke physics, every strike shattering geometry, ripping apart the false rules it tried to impose. Where the monster twisted oceans into glass, Rex boiled them back into storm. Where it bent mountains into impossible shapes, Rex straightened them with blows that cracked continents. And behind him, humanity's fleets arrived. Dreadnoughts the size of nations erupted from FTL, blotting out the stars. Carriers unleashed legions of soldiers armored in black steel. Rail cannons fired slugs that crossed the void in silence before striking with the power of suns. Comms across the galaxy crackled with one chilling broadcast. "This is Earth. Retaliation begins now." Climax, the annihilation of gods. The monster roared in defiance, rewriting space itself. Wormholes tore open like wounds, pulling fleets into nothingness. Suns flickered, gravity itself twisted. And Rex held the rift open with his bare hands. Not today. The fleet surged through, humanity answering cruelty with something colder: inevitability. Every dreadnought fired. Entire star systems lit like torches. The monster's wings shattered under bombardment. Its screams echoed across dimensions, shaking every alien who had once mocked us. But the fleets did not stop. Orbital strikes rained fire on its body. Human marines landed on fragments of its collapsing form, planting charges in wounds, detonating them with precision. And Rex climbed higher, into the heart of the beast. The monster tried to rewrite him, turn him into something less than human, something it could control. But Rex's scars burned like brands, rejecting its lies. He whispered into its core, "You rewrite worlds, we rewrite destiny." And he tore its heart apart with his hands. Resolution, silence in the void. When the light faded, Sindara Prime still stood. Its oceans stormed, its skis burned, but its people lived. The monster was gone. Its body dissolved into nothingness, its scream cut short by the silence of the void. And in that silence, the galaxy trembled. The Tzorkin warlords who had laughed at us silenced their war drums. The Vayari priest lords who had called the monster a god tore down their altars in fear. The council, once so arrogant, spoke in whispers only, because they had seen what humanity unleashed when pushed too far. They had seen Rex. They had seen our fleets. They had seen vengeance not as fire, but as inevitability. And the survivors of Sindara Prime whispered a single warning that spread across the stars. Never provoke Earth again, for humanity's patience is vast, but our vengeance is infinite.